everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. I'm back with another review, and this is a review of a small leather good from Chanel. I don't have a lot of small leather goods from, well, I do have a few small leather goods, but this is one of my first ones that I purchased, and I've always been looking for this. This is the Chanel 4-ring key holder. And you don't come across these very often. It is a classic item, but they do, like, it depends on what the boutique orders. So sometimes they'll be in season, but sometimes you just happen to run into it. So I was trying to chase this item ever since I saw it. It used to come in a 6-ring version, and then now it's a 4-ring version. And I was never able to find it. It was always being sold for premium on the resale market. And I mean, I'm the type of person where I don't like to chase items. You know, it just takes the fun out of luxury shopping. If it's meant for me, it'll come to me. And that's what I found with a lot of Chanel items that I've purchased that are wish list items or hot items that, you know, if they're meant for me, then I will be able to purchase them in boutique. I wouldn't have to really chase it. And I know, and I understand people like to chase items, but I don't. No, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, this is the 4-ring key holder. I'll take you through the structure of it. So I love it because it looks like a little miniature version of a classic flap, you know, so it's got like the rounded sort of flap there with the CC logo. And then you also have a pocket on the back. So it looks like a miniature bag, okay? It's got a pop button or a snap button. You open it up, and then inside this is what it looks like, okay? So it's got a maroon interior, just like the classic flaps do. Here I've got my keys, and I've got multiple keys sometimes on one ring, but basically it's got 4 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then easily you can press on this bit here, and then you can remove the key, okay? So you know, I'm a bit disappointed that it's not a 6-ring, but they've made it 4-ring. They just made the rings a bit more substantial than, say, a lot of the key holders that you see on the market from Louis Vuitton, from Yves Saint Laurent, from Goyard. I do have a Goyard key holder as well. So this is from Goyard, and this is just like your Louis Vuitton version. They have the canvas version. This has leather on the inside, and it's got 2 little pockets here. Similar to the Louis Vuitton version, there's like a little gusset here we can stick your card in, and then the keys, the little you know, things that hold your keys, the little hooks or whatever you want to call them, they're thinner. Okay, so there's 6 on here, and that's kind of the standard. So with Chanel, they've made it 4, okay? But you can always double up or triple up your keys. You can add little loops, little key rings, and then add your keys to it, provided it's not going to get so bulky that you can't even close it. This here, so I'm going to just, there's a bar on the top. I actually haven't removed the sticker on that. I should probably take that off because you shouldn't leave stickers on hardware. I was worried about it scratching, but hey, it's already scratched on the inside. So I've just taken off the sticker, so just live for you, so it's beautiful and shiny. You shouldn't leave stickers on hardware because it does, the metal finish underneath will erode and turn bubbly and green, so you don't want to do that. So just enjoy your hardware, just make it shiny. It's going to get scratched anyway, so don't worry. So if I take those off, you've got Chanel, and then here on this little tongue bit, it says made in Italy. Now I'm a bit disappointed why they didn't stitch down this bit here, because with the Louis Vuitton version and the Goyard version, the one that I just showed you, it's stitched down so you can stick a card in there, but in here you can't. However, on those key holders you don't have a back pocket, and here you do, so I guess it makes up for it, but I would have liked it to have that extra little thing that I can slide something under. But what I've done is on each side here, there's a little pocket here, which you can stick a card in if you wanted to. And then this bit here also forms a little pocket. I don't know if you can tell, little pocket here, okay? And I just decided to stick some cash in there because let's say if you're going to be running out and you know you want to put your driver's license here, okay? And you got your car keys and everything, and it's always good to have emergency cash with you in case you need to get gas or anything like that, because you know sometimes bank machines aren't working or whatever. Just have extra cash with you hidden in different places in case you get stuck and you don't and you didn't bring your big purse with you, so you have cash with you. So that's how it's laid out. And then on the tongue bit here, there's like a little button, which is leather, and I feel that should have been metal, but it's leather, and it holds this key ring, so you can unbutton it. Oops. And then you've got the key ring, and on the key ring it says Chanel there. Let's see if it will focus. So it says Chanel on the key ring, and then on this little button it says Chanel Paris on there. So I don't actually really use this key ring because we switch out cars, so then I'd have to constantly open, and then it's always like a nuisance to put your key fob in this because then you end up like breaking your nail and all that. So I don't really do that, but it's there, and I guess I could attach a like a little ball chain to it. Like that actually might be a better idea to do that, like a little ball chain, and then you can even probably attach that chain to like the little hooks that hold your keys in your tote bags. So that actually might be a really good idea, because then I can attach it and then fish it out of my tote bag, because I'm always using this, right? But anyway, so that's there, and you can flip it inside. I usually just leave it out because I don't want the keys really scratching this key ring, but you know, oh, look at this, like this is gonna get scratched. Your keys are inside, it's gonna get scratched. And at least it's not scratching the inside of your bag, which is the reason why people buy these things, is because one thing, it kind of compartmentalizes all your keys in one little wallet, and then you know, you don't have your keys rattling around in your bag and messing up and scratching the inside of your bag, which is lined in leather, or scratching other items either. So it's great to have it all contained. If you have a lot of keys, then probably not. And nowadays, with things being a lot more automated, people don't need as many keys. I do have a bunch of keys, but I organize them for different purposes. So this is kind of like my everyday, and then I have another set of keys for other purposes that I have in a different key holder. So I have it organized that way. So we'll put the keys back inside, and we'll go you know, on the back. So this is quilted, this is in caviar, and this is in the seasonal caviar. Previously they were made in the more stiff caviar that you see on classic flaps in classic colors like black and beige clair. Those have the bigger pebbles and a little bit stiffer, and this is in the micro caviar. So it's softer, it's more pliable. On the back you have a card slot, so I put one card in there, but you can put your driver's license in there and call it a day, or you can actually put 2 cards in there if you want to. The wear and tear on this piece from the outside has been pretty okay, actually. I mean, considering how much I use it and considering how much it tumbles around in my bag, I don't really see any rubbing. Maybe on here, like on this caviar, you can get rubbing and smoothing of the corners, so don't think that caviar is indestructible. The CC logo, it's not as apparent anymore, but I have fine scratches on it. The first time I noticed a scratch was when I thought I was putting it in my pocket, and then it crashed onto the floor, and then this hit the floor, and then I was a bit devastated. I'm like, oh my god, it scratched, but it's not a big deal. Like, you're gonna be using this, and if anything, if you're that you know, concerned about big scratches on this, you can always get this replaced, but it's gonna scratch anyway, so who cares, right? Like, this is the piece that you're using. I know people will like to keep things for resale, but I use this every day, and I don't see myself, I mean, there's so many other key holders on the market, and I did a video early on you know, affordable items under like $500, $600 Canadian, and I did outline that you can get the Louis Vuitton 6-ring key holder, which I think is a great buy. Goyard also, actually Goyard ends up being more expensive, but Yves Saint Laurent has some beautiful key holders that I mentioned in that video. I think they still have them. Some of them are a lot more versatile, like they even have like a zip compartment for change. Like they just have a lot more features, so take a look at that video and go on the website. There are beautiful key holders there. I just love this because I love Chanel, and I just love the fact that this looks like a mini classic flap, and it's just a great piece. The story of how I got this was a couple of years ago. The flagship boutique in Toronto used to be on Bloor Street, and then they closed for you know, they were relocating to Yorkville, which is only a couple of streets over, to a bigger and better building. And so where Chanel used to be, Dior has moved in, and we never had a flagship for Dior, but now Dior is in there. And with Chanel, they opened that boutique on Yorkville, I think in 2017. Yeah, in 2017. So I've been looking for this piece for a while now. Anytime I've traveled, I've been to France a few times, and I've always asked, because they have so many Chanel boutiques there, and they never had it. So one day I was in the flagship boutique, and the staff, I think some of that staff is still working today, but anyway, staff was being moved around. But even at the flagship on Bloor, that location, there used to be this older lady. She doesn't work there anymore, and you know, she does her job, but she wasn't very like, she wasn't very warm. She was very like dull, like in personality, and the whole boutique experience with her was not very rich. Like, it was more of like just a transaction, like you're just buying and then, okay, is that all you want? Okay, bye, right? Like, even when she would wrap things, like it wasn't like, you know, she would miss certain wrapping elements, or they'd be like out of stock of ribbon or camellias. So I never really felt like special treatment from her. Like, I never really enjoyed it. But anytime I've gone into the boutique and she was there, there was always a piece, like a unicorn piece that I was always looking for, that happened to be there, and I'd have to buy it from her, because if I waited, it would get, you know, sold. So, you know, otherwise I didn't really want to give her my business because I didn't really like her. But yeah, so anyway, so I was there, and I was taking in some ballet flats for repair because one of the stitches was coming undone. So I was picking that up, and there was somebody looking at this, and it was on the counter. So I'm not going to be rude and like paw at it. I just waited for that woman to look at it, and then she went over to a different area to get something else. So then I asked this sales associate who was helping me, I said, you know, can I see that? And she said, oh yeah, we have one. And then I looked at it, and then I said, you know, was this woman, was she buying it? Because I don't want to take it, right? And then she said, we have another one in the back. So I'm like, okay, great, like, let her have this. I'm not going to take it from her. She was looking at this. If you have another one, I'd love to purchase it. So it was brand new. She didn't even let me inspect the new piece, and I didn't even ask her. She just wrapped it in the back and brought it out, like, and said, here you go, and took my money. So, but thankfully it was fine. But anyway, that is what it is. Wear and tear wise, this little, you know, the inside is scratched up. This little button, because the keys always like kind of swing to and fro about, it's gonna scratch this button here, which is made of leather. So that's the inside of it, and I use it a lot. I don't see myself selling this. I'm keeping this. I'm not buying any more key holders unless I'm going to be using it for another set of keys. I'm not necessarily going to be replacing this because this stays in my handbag. If I lost this, I would be devastated because it is hard to find. Although in the 21S collection, they did bring this out. It was on their website, and it was shown in pink, which is very cute. And I don't know if I should have got that, because I don't have to buy everything, okay? So they, you know, they did, and of course the price is higher. I mean, it was still high when I purchased this, but it's even higher now. So they did have this. So these might be floating around in your boutique. I'd have to look up the item code for this, and maybe I can look it up on my receipt and insert it in the description box if I have time. So if you wanted to look for this, you can, and possibly find it in a boutique in your country. I hope that was really helpful for you. This is totally worth it for me, in my opinion. I enjoy using it. I enjoy looking at it. I use it every day. Definitely there are better, cheaper options out there, but I just wanted the Chanel version, as you can understand. So yes, I hope you found this review helpful, and if you have any questions about anything that I've left out, feel free to put that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to see more unboxings and more reviews and more discussion topics of all things Chanel or other luxury topics, then feel free to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and like this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.